So things were quite busy Sunday for the Cavs and the Pacers. Not only were they playing one another in Cleveland, but Caris Levert suddenly found himself trading locker rooms. So when it comes to the game, let's talk about that first. Cavs battled back from a 20-point deficit to get the win. Caris Levert, meanwhile, didn't play for the Pacers in this game because there was a chance he was going to get traded. And sure enough, he is in the Pacers locker room when he gets the call. Guess what? That team on the other side, they're going to play for them now. So really all he needed to do is pack his bags and join his new team. Here are the details of the trade. Our experts giving both teams favorable grades, an A to the Cavs for acquiring Caris Levert, also a 2022 second-round pick via Miami. The Pacers, meanwhile, getting Ricky Rubio, a lottery-protected 2022 first-round pick, also a second-round pick in 2022 and in 2027. Let's welcome in NBA champ Rip Hamilton here. So the Cavs, we've talked about it a couple times so far this season. One of the biggest surprises we've seen, and they're battling with a handful of teams there in the East. How much does Caris Levert now help them moving forward and hopefully into the postseason?
Amanda, he helps them tremendously. One, when you look at them not having Colin Sexton this season, only played 11 games this year, really hurt them, especially late in the season, especially when you're going to make a playoff push and in them games where, you know, teams are really going to have a great scouting report against Gary, point guard, Garland. But Caris Levert is a guy that can come in and really get the ball and really make plays for your offense. Does a great job of getting to the paint, shooting close to 50% from the field, averaging 18 points a game. Now you get another scorer on this ball club that can get shots for himself and create shots for his bigs. Because you got to think about it. Kevin Love is not the old Kevin Love no more. He's not a guy that can create shots for other guys. Allen, big guy in the middle, guy that needs someone to set him up. Even Evan Mobley, he's still young and still can't really figure out how to create his own shot. So when you add another piece to the puzzle, a guy that can create shots for himself and other guys on the floor is really going to help out, especially when you're making a playoff push.
I mentioned just what a surprise they've been, and a playoff push is great, but when it comes to being an actual contender, how do the Cavs stack up for you?
For me, I don't look at them as being one of the top three seeds in the Eastern Conference. And the reason why is because they're still young. I mean, yes, Kevin Love is a guy that's been there before, won a championship, great veteran leadership in the locker room. But I just don't think this team has enough experience to put them in the same class as the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat, or even the Brooklyn Nets. I just think that they're doing a great job of coming out this season, making a name for themselves, playing hard, doing it by committee. But I just don't think they have enough experience to make a huge impact in the playoffs.
12th in odds right now, so the odds makers agree with you. Although we did see the Bengals were 150-1 coming into this season, and look where they are now. So let's talk about, you get the Cavs there in the East. You gave them a, be happy to be here. But when it comes to the race in the East, you have the Heat, the Bulls, the Bucks, the Cavs. They're all within, Rip, a game and a half of one another. Just talk about how tight it is. And do you see at some point maybe one of these teams or a couple of them starting to pull away?
Yeah, it's very tight. I mean, when you look at the standings, you got the Heat, Bulls, Bucks at your top three. I even look at the Sixers that can still make a run. Joel Embiid is playing at the MVP level. The role players are playing really great for them. But I look at the Bucks still being the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. And the reason why is their success that they had last year, winning the championship. And they got all the right pieces and everybody understands their role. Chicago is another team on the rise. They're still trying to figure it out, but they're playing great basketball right now. But also keep your eye on the Miami Heat. I mean, the reason why they went out and got a guy named Kyle Lowry is so they don't have no mishaps, especially late in the game in the playoffs. So you add another veteran point guard, another champion to add to that already great team with Jimmy Butler. So it's going to be a dogfight at the end. But if I had to pick a team, I still got to go with the Milwaukee Bucks, just because we don't know what's going on in Brooklyn with all the injuries and the chemistry that they have right now going on with their ball club.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.